to get a professional opinion on something that really is no laughing matter. We've got Dr. Eve in studio.
Yeah, well, for sure. We've got Dr. Eve in studio to give us those quick tips of how to do a breakup. I can't even believe we're speaking about this.
This is the season for
but
breakups.
do people really do that?
Yes, they do.
Like it's silly season and I want to be single because there's opportunity.
There's opportunity, and also I think it's a great time for people who reflect on the relationships and things that aren't working. And either they come into therapy and say, okay, we really need it to work now, or else we need it to end now. It's a time of resolution, and it's kind of healthy.
Now, inside info, Dr. Eve also taught me that her practice gets a lot busier this time of the year because that's how people feel. But if you do want to do this breakup without offending, how do you do it?
You know what? By the time people get to the point of breakup, they're done. So a lot of emotional detachment has happened by the time they physically say, we're done and I'm walking out of here. It takes a long time for people to really let go. I mean, you know this, the thing with the sex with the ex still happens, and then they're coming back together and they're breaking up, so it becomes kind of messy. But then also it's a time when people get a little restless and get onto their phones and get onto dating sites and get caught out maybe because they want to, or because, as you said, they're seeking for other opportunities. And that's not a nice way to do a breakup, to kind of get found out cheating. That's never a nice way.
Is quickly better?
I don't know if quickly is better. I think people need to process. I'm a therapist, Ilana. I like people to go through it and to actually think through it and think, what had happened over here? To give people the honor and the respect to say, this is what happened. These are things I really enjoyed about being with you, and these are things that really didn't work for me. And because of these reasons, I'm going, I mean, you know how terrible it is when somebody just disappears and you never know what just happened. And people do that. They're like, click away. Because we have all this modern technology.
So you're almost saying use your words and summarize it, like make it,
Make it nice for somebody when you leave them. Don't leave them heartbroken, but also wondering, is it me? What did I do wrong? Because that's what really trips people up. And then they get into the next relationship thinking that they've got all the baggage. Or thinking, I haven't processed it, I don't really know how to do a new relationship. Or maybe repeating the same pattern and choosing somebody who they really shouldn't be with because the breakup wasn't solid.
Wow. How do you reduce the tears? So
you shouldn't reduce the tears. You've got to cry. You've got to be angst. You've got to curl up. You've got to really feel that pain. Put on all that music, that sentimental crap, and really just like indulge in it, you know. Then you feel it, because that's what love is about. And when you break it up, it's like, okay, now I can spend my time in my pain and my sorrow. I can get through that pain, and then I'm able to walk through. I'm able to walk through and be okay.
What if you're on the other side of the anger? Like, what if it happens to you? Do you say, I am angry, but I will not be angry? How do you...
No, you want to feel the anger. You want to feel every single emotion.
Right.
And it's way better if somebody will do the work with you and sit with you and say, I'm really angry about this. And then it can be, but it doesn't happen that way. Normally people break up in a time of like heightened emotion where, I'm done with you. Pack up your things and get out of here. And that's usually like an excuse because they've been thinking about it for a long time, or it's a knee-jerk reaction like, okay, we're done, like right now we've got to get out of here. Or somebody else is waiting in the wings and they think, okay, I can move on because there's somebody else waiting for me. But by the time the breakup happens, people have really spent maybe even years in real distress and emotional distancing, emotional detaching. And people can feel it. I mean, there's signs around that. But oftentimes we choose just to ignore. It's like when there isn't, I'm looking at you in the face. When it's like, okay, so Ilana, how was the day?
The day was great.
Yeah, and then you feel the distance that's happening to each other.
Wow.
And then there are many other red flags where there's just distraction.
Dr. Eve, your insights are always really valuable. Don't break up with me. Stay with our show. There's another journey happening this time round for a really good cause.